I am Katie Williams, guard, number 12, Brevard College Tornadoes. Make SAC yours. I am from a small town called Robbinsville, North Carolina. It's about 2 hours from here. When I first got here, I had to make a lot of transitions. Obviously it's different from high school. And, I struggled a little bit with being the new person, the learning all the plays and adjusting to the style of offense and defense. So I've just done my best to, pay attention in practice and look up to the older people when I was that freshman or I was that sophomore. And so, I just kind of I knew how I could play. I knew that I could knock down shots. I knew that I could drive. So I just took what I could do and try to, perfect it to the best that I could.
Katie can shoot off the dribble, standing still, pretty much anywhere on the court. Amazing range. It's kind of amazing the shot she does pull. It's off balance, anything, somehow always goes in.
Oh, I think I've seen Katie grow a lot as a player and as a person. I think one of the things that makes her special, she's so aggressive, and she has a short-term memory, which I always talk about that because as a player myself, as a shooter, that's something that's really important. You can't get down if you miss a couple shots because you could come right back and hit the game winner, which is something that she did last year. So I think she's really good as far as where her mindset is right now. She doesn't get down if she misses a couple shots. She knows that she has to continue to play the game and let it play out. She's got a next play mentality, and I think that's helped her a lot.
Well, we play a lot of 4-out, 1-in offense, so it allows us the opportunity to stretch the floor out, and we are very perimeter oriented. We can post up while at the same time all of our guards are perfectly capable of knocking down the three. So when we run the 4-out, 1-in offense, we do just stretch the defense out. We run a lot of ball screens, a lot of fade screens, and it gives us opportunities for open looks. I like to do a little bit of everything. I like to shoot the ball. If there's an open shot, I'm going to take it. But Coach Reed tells me that I use my left hand more than my right hand, and I'm right hand dominant, which is very interesting. But I like going off of screens, having the post come up and set some screens for me and attack the basket, and I really like getting to the free throw line.
We shoot it well. We take pride in shooting it well. We shoot it a lot in practice every day because that's the style of players that we have, really good shooters coming out of high school. And so one of the things that we have to work to develop when they get here is just their mindset a little bit, but just being able to shoot on the move, being able to shoot off screens, fade and curls and things like that. So we spend a lot of time working on that. And I think it shows when we, take the floor on game day. Our players are always ready to shoot and score. We're not a post, oriented team, so we really got to be ready to fire it up when we get it on the perimeter. Sometimes we live and die by that, and we make mistakes, but other times, we're really successful with that style of play.
Well, I'm 8.5 months out of ACL surgery, and then about 2.5 months out of meniscus surgery. So I tore my meniscus in the process of rehabbing for my ACL. So, that's definitely another setback. I was just released to jog and do some stuff in practice when I tore my meniscus. So, that disappointed me. But, the trainers and my coaches and my teammates have all pushed me hard, and I've spent every day doing, rehab and getting myself ready. So at this point, my doctor released me, and I was just waiting for my brace to get here, which it just got here today. So now I'll be able to do some contact stuff in practice and slowly progress my way up to being able to play in the game with the contact and all the running.
That was tough for our team. Katie leads us in a lot of categories statistically, but she also is a leader on the floor and off the floor. And I think seeing that injury happen at a crucial time when we were trying to make a run, we were right there, I think, hovering around the 8th spot. Things were going well for us at that time, and we were playing LMU here at home. Under 2 minutes, making a great run. We were down 18 and came back, and we were down 1 possession. And I remember, on her way up, there was the pop in the knee, and I've seen that a lot in my coaching career. And so we kind of knew, I knew at the time what it was. I think the biggest thing was trying to get our team to bounce back and stay positive, and that was something we were unable to do in the last week. it was just like somebody had taken the wind right out of our sails, and we felt empty as a team. You lose a family member, you lose a teammate. It was hard to recover after that, but I think where we are now, we're playing without her. We started without her, we knew the situation, and we're only going to gain from it as we move forward. So I think we're in a much better place now, but that was really tough for us, and we want to continue to play in March and push to play in March. And I think we're motivated. We have other players who have learned to step up now.
One of our goals that stays the same every year is basically to play in March. You know, get as many road games as we can, and have a winning percentage here at home for our home games.
I think you never really know coming off of that particular injury. It's all about her and her timing and her confidence in herself. I think the knee is strong. I think she's went through the ups and downs, the roller coaster ride there with the rehab and whatnot. But I think she will determine how confident she feels in that knee just day by day. In practice. I know she mentioned earlier she just got her brace, so that was great news, and she can jump right in and go in some contact things in practice. And like I said, I think the knee is strong. I think she'll be ready. We'll see how confident she can be. I think she'll start off being more of a perimeter-based spot shooter, kick and shoot type of guard. But I think as her confidence gains, and I don't know, we might throw her out there and she might be the old Katie and shoot pull-ups and drive and finish around the basket strong. So I hope that's the case for her, but whether she is at that point or whether she's slowly progressing back, I think she'll be a positive impact for our team.
A leader to me is somebody a leader has a lot of characteristics to me. Somebody who picks, the others up if one of my teammates are having a bad game or makes a bad play. It's very easy, I know, for me to get down on myself. So you have to have the mindset of it's the next play, focus on that, let it go. A leader, leads verbally. Also, talking every time on defense, when the shot goes up, boxing out, just doing the little things right to set a good example for the other people.
Katie gets along well with everyone on the team, and she's really influential on the court. So basically she leads by how she plays, and we basically kind of bounce off of her. If she's doing well, then all of us can feed off that, and it can help our game as well.
Katie is a verbal leader. We have some leaders who are more, they by example, kind of the quiet leader, but Katie is very vocal in all aspects. She talks on defense, she talks on offense. When somebody hits a great shot, she's over giving them a high five, and she gets really fired up and emotional. I love that about her, and she brings a lot of energy to our team. She's the same way in the locker room as well. She is always talking, and she just, as you grow as a student athlete, you start to get things that, your freshman, sophomore year, that junior year, the light bulb goes off, and she's really seeing everything. She gives back in every aspect to all of our young players, and so she's a special player for us. She's a leader, she's the captain on our team, so I think she does a great job, and she's a phenomenal leader for our team.
Playing in the South Atlantic Conference, every night we come in here or we're on the road, we know it's a battle. We've got to play our best, every possession counts. And so the location of Brevard, we're in a location in the SAC where we don't have to stay overnight in hotels. We're able to play, get a quick bite to eat, and get back on the road and sleep in our own bed. So I really like that aspect of it.
It's a tough league. It's one of the best in the country, in my opinion. And like I said, I've been around it. I grew up playing in this region as a student athlete, and so I know the South Atlantic Conference has always traditionally been tough in women's basketball, in all sports, but in women's basketball in particular. 5 teams went to the national tournament last year, so that's half of your games, so it's going to make it tough for you every night, home or away. And so I think I love the camaraderie, with the other coaches, their style of play. It's just an X and O game sometimes. It literally is back and forth with counters. She did this and she made this adjustment. Now I'm making this adjustment, and it makes me a better coach because I get to coach against some of the best coaches in the league. They're always very helpful. Some of these athletes that we play against are the best in the country, and they're great students too, and so they set good examples, and I think I'm very happy to be a part of that.
My whole experience here at Brevard is just, you see people after a big game win, and they're like, oh, good game last night. And so it's just the support you gain from this small community at Brevard. It's just awesome.